Yes, a very good afternoon. You're very welcome to a sun-drenched Fraher Field for this afternoon's much-anticipated Western Junior A Football Championship final. It's a local derby affair. It's an all-Cush breed affair, you could say, as well, as the Shamrocks and Tallow are going to do battle for this afternoon's divisional title. Shamrocks, of course, seeking a third title in succession. Tallow, of course, will be keen to stop that. Both sets of players have served their underage years with the combined Cush breed combination, but they'll go their separate ways, so to speak, this afternoon as both sides bid to win the Ducey Cup, which is just down in front of us here. Field in absolutely pristine condition. Perfect afternoon for football. Referee Timmy Organ in the centre of the field with his two linesmen, the on-Ryan duo there of Donal Murcoo and Tomás O'Careen. Semi-finals last weekend, Shamrocks beat Half-Fan by 3-10 to 11 points here in Fairfield, and Tallow edged out 13-man Ballydefupper, 114-113. Delighted to be joined on co-commentary this afternoon by Mac Dara, Mac Donica, and Mac. Two teams, I'm sure, who know each other really well, and a local derby sometimes can often, I suppose, take on a life of its own.
Absolutely, and our predictions go out the door. Before we talk about this, Gavin, you had a lively encounter yesterday down at Watch Park.
Yes, we did indeed. It got a bit hot and heavy, let's just say, towards the end of it. Newtown and Kill just edging it by 4 points, but probably the better footballers. Keane Brown in the corner, very efficient, but no, Kill just about edged it in the end, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward and they'll be keeping the keen eye in the intermediate final later this evening. But yeah, it was quite intense. It got a bit hot and heavy, but sure, look, I suppose these things happen, don't they? This one could get likewise. Let's hope it doesn't get over.
This one could be lively, as could the junior final down the east between Rollmore and Monsign, those two great rivals. I think they're playing later on this afternoon. But
5 o'clock, I think, yeah.
No, talk about this game. I'm at a slight disadvantage here in that, whereas I saw Shamrocks in their semi-final against a fan, I haven't seen Tallow playing, so it's kind of hard to judge, but I was impressed by Shamrocks, particularly in the second half. They played some very good football, and unusually in that the father-son combination. Tim Lenihan is in the goals, and his son Owen is in the subs, and Owen came on and scored a point the last day, so
he did, yeah,
that'd be interesting.
yeah.
But I guess with no foundation really, not having seen Tallow, I'm inclined to think that Shamrocks might win it. The experience have won the last 2 years, and I know they're mad keen to get back to a county final to put it right, having lost 2.
Just very quickly indeed then, the Tallow team. Michael Curley keeps between the posts. Alan Curley, Robbie Geary and Jake Neville make up the full back line. Kevin Henley, Jake Beecher and Dean Beecher in the half line. Ian Beecher and Kieran Geary, Lorna Porca. Jordan Henley, Bob McCarthy and Darren Mulcahy in the half line. Paul O'Brien, Ryan Gray, and into the team wearing number 17 is Donica Mulcahy. For the defending champions then, very quickly, Tim Lenihan between the goals. Padraig Roach, Tom O'Donovan and Jason Ahern in the full back line. Paddy Ahern, the joint captain, Adam Crawford and Shane Roach. Ed Lonergan and Joe Leahy team up at centre field. Chris Murphy, Kieran Crawford and Billy Hines in the inside line. Padraig Hines, Colm Roach, and into the team comes number 18, Tom Roach. So everything in order. Ryan Gray moves out to centre field for the throw, and as he does, and Timmy Organ gets this local derby Western final underway. Shamrock seeking a third title in a row. Tallow hoping to win their first since 2012, I believe it is. They have the ball hitting into the Colligan River end in this opening half. Will play there by the corner forward. Onto the ball is the aforementioned Ryan Gray. Beautiful curling effort off his right leg. Is this the opening score? Looks good. Umpires go for the white flag. What a super score by Ryan Gray. He scored 112 last weekend. 10 points from frees. Mac judged that to perfection, really drew it in, great score.
If Team Rock scored that in our final, there'd be a standing ovation for it. That was a sensational score, and if that's the way he's going to continue playing, we're in for a treat here. Yeah,
and the way he moves out then for the throw, I suppose he has that aerial ability as well, Mac, but will probably float between that full forward line and midfield as well. He's a great talent.
And whatever breeze is blowing is in Tallow's favour here today, and it might be a bit stronger than you think. It's kind of warm, but looking at the flag now, it seems to be lively enough. That's
not a great kick out by Tim Lenihan. He won't be happy with that one. A vastly experienced goalkeeper out over the line there. Chance for Tallow to launch another attack in the shape of Darren Mulcahy. He leaves it for his midfielder Kieran Geary, who has that knee heavily strapped, but put in a huge shift last weekend in their another derby win. They edged out Ballydefupper on top of the danger man Ryan Gray, who seems to be getting a lot of space inside that Shamrocks rear guard. Can he keep this ball in play? Soccer style across the Donica Mulcahy, gets a boot on it, and he's just gone to the wrong side of the post there. They have a good soccer team in Brightview, and that near could have ended up in the net there, Mac.
Absolutely. I mean, it just goes to show you how clever that Ryan Gray has knocked it across their first dangerous ball, and really Donegal probably had time to stop that and maybe finish it, but maybe the volleys, maybe it needs to go a little back, do a little bit more with Blackwater.
So all eyes on Tim Lenihan now once again, the current Waterford minor football manager, of course. This one drops down again, possession given away, and Shamrocks not winning their own kickouts. Jordan Henley always brings a great amount of energy to the table, looking for Mulcahy inside, but Shamrocks defend this one well. Referee says push in the back there. Bit of relief there for the Knock-on-Oar men, and that's the new man in there, Tom Roach, who's in place of Eddie Hines, wearing 18. He's operating in that customary corner back position. It is back with the aforementioned Roach, bankside of Fraher Field. Perfect conditions for football. evading the challenge there of Bob McCarthy, and Shamrocks launched their first attack looking for Chris Murphy. Got a goal last weekend, another man with plenty of pace and energy, this time running at the Tallow defence, going forward off his trusty left leg. Is this the opening score for the defending champions? Great response there in the shape of Chris Murphy, and as mentioned there, Mac, lovely fellow who loves to take on his man, got inside and off his left leg, equalising score.
Fabulous score. Not quite as good as Ryan Gray's, but that's not taken away from it. Great score. You know, got the ball on the right wing, cut in, made the angle better for himself, and with the left clipped it over. Good, great score. Great start here.
Yeah, great lively start between these teams who, as we said, know each other so well from growing up playing each other with Cush Breed, but that's put aside for this afternoon's decider. Breaking onto the ball is Paddy Ahern, the joint captain. Will he be getting up those steps once again today? Again, the ball fails to go to hand. It's turned over by Tallow in the shape of Bob McCarthy. Outside as far as Dean Beecher. Played in goal, of course, for the Waterford minor hurlers there over the last couple of seasons. Plenty of space here. Darragh Mulcahy, I should say, seems to be getting an awful lot of room. Crossing the 45-metre line. Hand passes to the aforementioned Ryan Gray. Lovely dummy solo there by Gray, but he's still being battled up by a combination there of Shamrocks defenders. Off his right leg, going for his second one. The first one was a good one, dangerous one. Tim Ops this one down. Could have been dangerous there, but it does break out as far as Paddy Ahern. Tim, he didn't know too much about that one. He got a fist to it and cleared the danger, I suppose, but that one could have went anywhere. Back with the play, and Shamrocks managed to retain possession. It's with Billy Hines in the far overside. Always covers every blade of grass. Gets it into his centre half forward, Kieran Crawford. Remember the Waterford under-20 panel who lost to Clare earlier on in the year in February. Seems a long while ago now. Back to Billy Hines, and Shamrocks are happy enough to just retain this ball and look for a runner, but just as I say it, it's overturned. Good reading of the play by Jordan Henley, and it's with Darragh Mulcahy. We've mentioned him an awful lot so far in the commentary. Back to Henley, the wing forwards combined. Tallow looking for a bit of space inside. You can see looking for maybe Gray the whole time. This is popped off to Paul O'Brien, former Waterford inter-county hurler, of course, just showing too much of the ball to the Shamrocks defence. And is it turned over? It certainly is. Great battling there in the shape of Jason Ahern. He's a vastly experienced defender, and Tallow again just losing that ball in the tackle, and now Shamrocks have a chance to break and perhaps break at pace. They do so with Paddy Ahern. Offloads as far as Lonergan in the middle of the field. He kind of slows things down but is managing to retain possession. Back as far as the centre half back. In fact, it's the corner forward who's come very, very deep for this ball. Pop pass inside to Shamrocks, who are going forward, and I think they both took each other out of it there, kind of telegraphed. No communication between Colin Roach and I think it was Adam Crawford, but two hardy customers, they picked themselves up. Shamrocks managed to retain the possession. Back to Shane Roach. Good use of the hand pass down the line as far as young Paddy Hines. This guy has plenty of pace. He's first year playing adult football. Turning and twisting, getting away from his marker, going forward. Seems to be pulled back, drawing the foul there. Kevin Henley, the guilty party, and you can see Paddy there. He's a lovely sidestep, Mac, and just he drew that foul well.
He did, and we saw a couple of things in that passage of play. We saw good disciplined defence by Shamrocks below. We saw sensible refereeing by Timmy.
Yes.
Timmy could have blown the whistle 3 or 4 times there if he was a fussy referee. He's not a fussy referee. He tends to let the play flow, which is good. And we saw good play by Padraig Hines drawing the free there, and it's a chance now for the Shamrocks to go ahead and. This, I have to say, it's quite lively. It is. In fairness, we predicted that, and you know, two good football teams, and certainly, as you say, when they're left at it as well, that should contribute to a good open game. Interesting here, a left-footed player kicking it from the left wing.
Yeah, I'm surprised Colin Roach now hadn't. You know, he nailed some crucial ones against Fan last weekend, but they've given it to Billy, who's a very capable free taker too. Played under 20 last year, of course, with Waterford, off his left leg. So.
Well, that shows my thing back my throat.
When you can do it, that's the guy. He must have heard you back from up here, because he was going to nail that one. He certainly did. Just drew it in beautifully. Whatever breeze, as McDermott mentioned, is there. And the defending champions, who are seeking a third title in succession, hit the lead for the first time here in Fairfield. 6 minutes gone on a perfect afternoon for football. Shamrocks lead 2-1. Michael Curley now going to take this kick out, of course, going short this time. Can't give it back to the keeper now, of course, with these new rules. We seen a couple of the players yesterday in the intermediate final got a bit confused on that.
When are they going to bring that into the hurling?
Robbie, interesting, Mac, but I think that the referees and commentators have enough to be doing without all the rule changes. But we'll get there. And Tallow again.
Tallow were lucky there. They were a little bit careless, lost it, but it went in. But there was no Shamrocks forward in there to take advantage.
And Tallow have it back in the shape of Ian Beecher. Gets it off to his midfield partner, Kieran Geary. Again, pressure being applied there by Shamrocks, with a bit of space now on the far overside for Jake Beecher to take this ball forward. Beecher's galore in this Tallow defence. Down as far as Donegal Mulcahy. This guy has plenty of pace. He was around the last time Tallow, of course, won this title. Going forward, hefty enough challenge there. Was it frontal? It was, says Timmy Organ, and he's probably pretty relieved to get that. McDarragh, I think it was Crawford, came in late because he had lost the ball, and it was probably borderline, but Timmy gives the free in.
Yeah, again, I think Timmy was right. I think there was just a little bit, so it's a chance now for
Ryan Gray, I think, yeah.
Ryan Gray to equalise it. What he scored?
He nailed 10 frees last weekend, 112 in total, yeah. 1-2 from play. And kicking off the perfect surface here in Fairfield. All credit to Ollie Drummy.
I was intrigued at how different players. Some of them kick it from the hand, some of them from the ground. And you can ask accomplished free takers and they'll choose it. But that was very competently put over the bar. So
certainly was. Equalising score. Ryan Gray, 2 points to his name so far. Spectacular one from play and nailed that free as well. And I suppose frees on any day, but particularly when you get to divisional finals, county finals, Mac, all those frees are going to be crucial.
As well, of course, and level twice, 8 minutes, point from play, and frees, and scores.
I had a chat with Trish Welch, the Western chairperson, on the way in. She said, don't rule out extra time in any of the deciders today, given the nature, I suppose, and the closeness, and that's how it's panning out so far. Lovely diagonal ball by Kevin Henley, inside as far as the wing forward, and that's Darren Mulcahy can take that mark because he's inside the 45-metre line. Came from a diagonal ball by Henley. Can Tallow profit from this? He has to shoot. He has to shoot a goal. Paul O'Brien takes that effort, and that's a bit wayward there on that occasion. So, opening wide, I think second wide. I think Mac for Tallow was it?
No wide yet for Shamrocks, and he was probably right to have the go at the mark, but it was a long way out. It was just inside.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many people. Usually they take it in around maybe the D area, closer to the goal when they claim the mark.
It afterthought when he got the ball. Yeah, gotcha. I might go for the mark here.
Yeah. Because of course, if you stop, you have to take it free, but you have that option of playing on as well. And I think players sometimes, when you're in the heat of battle, you might get, your mind goes out of it.
And rightly, a poor kick out from Tim at the start, but by God, he's kicked two fantastic ones now.
He certainly has. He's getting the gander up.
For Shamrocks.
A bit of pace here now by Chris Murphy. 1 point to his name so far. Takes the shot. Great save by Curley off his right hand. There was venom in that shot from the wing forward, Chris Murphy. Michael Curley, very capable soccer goalie as well, exemplifying it there, Mac. Good hand to it, out for a 45.
It was, but you know what? Like a lot of good saves. I don't think he knew an awful lot about it, but he was just right place.
We'll give it to him anyway.
A crucial save.
It was well struck. Probably more or less, stuck a hand out of it. But
Billy Hines took the shot, was it?
I think it was Chris Murphy actually took the shot there as he was bearing in goal. Yeah, point to his name so far, and this one is going to be taken now by I think it is Colm Roach for the Shamrocks. Right underneath.
Colm took 2.45 the last day against a fan. First one struck the post, and the second one straight over. So be interested to see will he need one to maybe get the radar fully functioning here. No,
off his right leg,
that one, but something might come off it yet.
It may work out for the Shamrocks. Back out to the midfielder, Joe Lee. Pop pass back inside. Roach at the end of it. This is looping. It's a goal. Goal for the Shamrocks, and it's Colm Roach who didn't make a great connection with the 45. He continued his run in, and literally he lobs the goalkeeper Curley there. It ends up in the roof of the net. Psychologically, that could be a huge score. Shamrocks 1-2, Tallow 2 points. 10 minutes gone, McDara.
When I said, will something come off it, I didn't think a goal would come off it. But he kicked it. He made his run. He was spotted and finished. Now I think he might have been going for a point, but what a crucial score that could be now against the wind.
Big ball down the field, down as far as Donnchadh Mulcahy just misbounces. Misjudges the bounce there. Yeah, you can probably see it from here, and Shamrocks are going to tidy those ones up. Do so in the shape of Padraig Roach, being pressurised by Donnchadh Mulcahy, but he gets it back to his fullback. That's the experienced Tom O'Donovan. Off as far as Paddy Ahern, the joint captain, looking for options now. Decides to go backwards to O'Donovan. And he has support outside once again in the shape of Paddy Ahern. Paddy Hines moving off his shoulder. This is what Shamrocks have been good at the last couple of seasons, why they've won the last 2 Western titles. They'd dearly love to get back to a county final and go one further, but so far they're in a good position, but a bit of work to do. Timmy Organ says there was a foul there on young Paddy Hines. He went down for the ball. Tallow hold their hands up and plead their innocence to say the ball was one Bob McCarthy, I think, and I think it is Beecher there.
It was one of those. Jake Beecher came across. He'll argue he got the ball, and it was
I think it was kind of one of those ones where there's a bit of the ball one, Mac, and there's also maybe a bit of the defender maybe taken out of it as well, or the forward. So.
Now, this is a difficult free for Colm Roach. It's only 3 metres inside the sideline and short one.
Goes short, looking for the run of his midfielder. Gets the 1-2. He's going goalwards again.
Great tackle there by Alan Curley.
Shamrocks made profit from this chance for Billy Hines. 1 point so far. You can make that 2 points now for the wing forward there. But that is his first. Sorry, it is his first shot. Billy Hines on target there. Very capable player, and again, good use of the ball. Mac Shamrocks not, recycling it back out.
And already finish. You can see there's more scoring threat on our left-hand side looking out at the Shamrocks forwards than the Tallow forwards, who would seem to be relying largely on Ryan Gray so far. Now, it was early days. We haven't 12 minutes gone yet, but it's a promising start for the champions.
I'm sure on a day like today as well, the water break players will be looking forward to and see Michael Curley as well. He's taking his time in those kickouts to maybe break this Shamrocks momentum. They lead 1-3 to 2 points at a sun-drenched Fairfield. Western Junior A football final of 2020. I hope you're enjoying the action. Tallow, again, look at the pressure Shamrocks are exerting there as Tallow try to break out of their own backline. Kieran Geary on the ball now, decides to put boot to ball. Route 1 option, well cut off inside by Paddy Hines. It may well work out for Tallow. Donica Mulcahy doesn't get that one. Hefty challenge there in the shape of Bob McCarthy. But Timmy opts to play on and gets it outside as far as Shane Roach. Brother of Cullum, of course, pops it down the line as far as Billy Hines got the latest score. Very close to the sideline on the far overside.
It's interesting to look at Shane Roach. When I see Shane hurling, he's one of the cleanest strikers that I've seen in club hurling in Waterford, and he has the trusty left foot here. It's like the way he strikes at the hurling. It's
really sweet. Yeah, absolutely. Dangerous ball inside. Can Tallow gain this ball? Ryan Gray and the Corn Paul O'Brien in around there. Two capable forwards with Shamrocks manning that square as he's done for many years as Tom O'Donovan drives out with that ball, links up with his midfielder Joe Leahy. He's crossing the 65-metre line, looking for the options inside, and Shamrock's making that run. It is Chris Murphy, who seems to have the energy and the pace on the Tallow defence. Turns to his left leg. He's 1 point so far. I don't think we're going to be writing that one down.
No, and Chris had a number of options that time that might have been better than that time. But look, he has the confidence to take it on, but next time he might just...
Curley decides to play it back as far as Beecher, the centre half back, going forward now for the men in the proud and traditional blue and gold of Tallow. Shamrocks, Dan Casey, I can see the manager just holding his hand to say, was that a bit harsh? Because Tallow were probably lucky there.
I thought it was a good tackle, and I thought that Jake might have taken a step or two before he was dispossessed, but look.
Down top of Ryan Gray, who just seemed to kind of get pushed off it there by
Paddy
Ahern, and he's, I think he could be holding a hamstring there, Mac. This might be a bit of a worry there for Tallow and Sean Gleeson there, Bonishore underneath us, but he seems to be just limping back into position. Let's hope it's not too serious, because the game and Tallow could ill afford to lose such a player. And Shamrocks, that's Billy Hines there, guilty of giving away that free. Robbie Geary and himself have played together, of course, for Cush Breed up to under 21 level very recently. Of course, that's all put aside today, but two really talented players down top of Ryan Gray. Just misjudges this one, but it may well work out for Tallow in the shape of the corner forward. Paul O'Brien going forward. They need a score, you feel, before this water break. Inside the cover. Can he get a goal? Takes a shot into the goal. Paul O'Brien, brilliant finish. Rolls it in past Tim Lennon and the Shamrocks goal. And Tallow have a score. We said a crucial one. A score would be crucial before the water break. To get a goal, MacDara, psychologically that could be huge.
Oh, great goal. I mean, you know, he got it first. Look, nothing looked on. Then we said, right, he had a chance of point here, put the head down, went for the goal, and just slipped it in, slotted in. Well taken goal, and that ends the argument about nobody else apart from Ryan Gray being able to score for them. Great, well taken score.
Absolutely, well worked as well, as we were saying. And Tallow now begin to maybe get a bit of a foothold, especially around that middle third of the field. Kieran Geary just saying inside, lads, we'll take our time over this one and try and find a player. But he goes backwards with it, but I suppose they managed to retain that all-important ball. Jake Beecher, pop pass outside as far as his another Beecher there. It's Ian Beecher, and Jake is tackled heavily there by it's Shane Roach, I think, here, Mac, and he's pleading his innocence to say Jake was ducking down coming into it, but the tackle was high. And is Timmy going to keep the notebook in his pocket?
Shane considers himself a bit lucky to get a yellow for that. Too, yeah. You know, here's the free for Ryan Gray, so this will test the hamstring now if there's anything wrong with it.
It certainly will. He's just outside the 45-metre line, and imagine the water break will be very, very shortly if this ball goes dead. It will be going dead, but I don't think the white flag will be going up. It's a disappointment there for Ryan Gray, and the referee says, off lads, get your sips up of Ishka, which is certainly well needed and well earned. 1-3, 1-2, and very lively, Mac, plenty of entertainment so far.
Yeah, it's flowing nicely. Anytime that 15 minutes goes by quickly, it's a good sign of a game.
Yeah.
We've had
very little for fairness. It's been left low and
we've seen a goal and we've seen a chance for goal at both ends. Donovan Mulcahy's volley that went wide and the save, Michael Curley's save from Chris Murphy, and we've seen a goal each. And so how bad? It's going well. I think the breeze might be a factor here. Certainly looking at the tricolour now. It's funny, if you look at the flags on the side of the pitch, they're not
very still, kind of, aren't they? Yeah.
But the tricolour is kind of down beside the scoreboard now is fairly blowing down towards that end. So it'll be interesting to see now. 3 wides for Tallow, no wide for Shamrocks.
Yes. Yeah, that could be crucial. Yeah, and in fairness to from Ryan Gray's frees, I suppose, and they were long distance ones out. But as you say, Shamrock, they seem to have the measure, particularly when they run, Mac, at that Tallow defence. Chris Murphy and Billy Hine, these guys have plenty of pace.
They have, yeah, and always going for the jugular. They're going for rather than taking the handy option. Like, they're not doing that, which is a good sign of any forward that he's willing to do that. Maybe to take the hits and take the punishment, and go for the bigger score if it's on.
Absolutely. So the officials just having a quick word with one another, making sure everything is in order. Busy couple of weeks for the referees, of course, and all the boards having to complete the various championships. But in fairness,
speaking of that, it's the highest credit to the County Board, the Western Board, the Eastern Board, all matches, finished, and even now, I think there may be a little bit of uncertainty as to whether that match will be on tomorrow night, the refix match tomorrow night or Wednesday night. So we'll see.
I heard there's a bit of
Which I suppose, if it is switched to Wednesday night, it's unlikely that there'll be a county final next weekend.
I was just going to say, does that push that back then?
Wednesday night,
right?
But you see, one time you've been saying you can't play county final on Wednesday night, but with the restrictions on crowds, does it make any difference now?
Yes, yeah. And speaking of that senior game as well, 15 minutes gone in at Welsh Park, Galtier 5 points, Rathcormac 1-2, so it's all square in that one. So
wow,
good lively start in that particular
opening
semi-final, and so far tight in that one, Mac, as well.
I heard just a while ago that JJ succeeded in the first appeal, and
I heard
failed in the second appeal.
Long few hours, I believe, last night at that Munster level, and obviously the appeal was.
So 1 point between them here.
Yeah, we're not thinking about that though. All focus on this local derby affair. The All Crush Pre decided between Tallow and Shamrocks, and straight into the attack is Darragh Mulcahy going goalwards to the danger man Ryan Gray. He's on the edge of the D, he needs to get away, swerving away from a few defenders. I think he may well come back for a free. Back as far as Beecher, the wing back high, and that one was gone wayward. It was lucky because Timmy Organ had the hand up and the tackle was high on Ryan Gray. It's going to be a free in for Tallow, and this should be the equaliser, McDara.
Yeah, now looking at that, the breeze seemed to catch Tim's kick out that time, and it favoured the team that was defending the kick out, which in this case was Tallow. So handy free, you would imagine, for Ryan Gray, considering the one he kicked earlier on. This is just on the D there and almost straight in front of the goals.
So Ryan Gray, as we said, 112 last weekend, and nails this one. And what he heard there, I thought was actually very close to him in that instance, but he strikes the ball so comfortably, like a good golfer, just strokes through it. So that's 3 points, I think, I'll make it now for Ryan Gray, Mac, and he's certainly going to be a big factor if Tallow are going to wrestle back this cup from their neighbours.
And they're level for the third time, so it's always a good sign too when a game is, even again, sometimes a game mightn't be great, but it's engaging if it's close, and this is close, but it's good. It's good stuff in it.
It is, in fairness to both sides, Shamrocks, of course, going for that third title in a row, and Tallow, of course, have thrown everything, of course, on both sides out of the hurling. They've thrown everything into the football over the last couple of weeks, and that's probably helped both these clubs as well, Mac. Again, Tim's kick out there. And he steps inside the line there. Bob McCarthy makes a foolish decision. Another one of these rules, and Donald Murray just says to Sean Gleeson, Sean, you know that rule is there, the Kerry man, of course, and again, it's these little, and it could come down to something like that, McDara, something foolish like that, and this line ball now, so this becomes a throw ball, which is a 50-50 one, and it's won back by the Shamrocks. Here they go. Joe Leahy back out as far as the midfielder, or full forward I should say, Colin Roach, off his right leg. If Shamrocks get a score out of this, Tallow will be absolutely kicking themselves. It's with the wing back, Paddy Hearn, the joint captain, off his right foot. And Paddy Morrissey signals white, so that will be a relief there to Sean Gleeson and the Tallow management.
Yeah, but that's a rule that catch out a lot of players. I said
it is
going inside the line, and Donald was alert there.
He wasn't. Sometimes I know from you'll be doing that. Like you see, the mentors as well are so close to the line. It's sometimes hard for a fella to get back in and take the line ball as well. Tallow breaking out with this ball. Robbie Geary, big sturdy defender. Off to Kieran Geary, puts Kieran in a bit of bother there. Timmy says that was coming into the back there.
Roach will have to be careful here because that's Shane's second foul, and where he was looking to escape the yellow maybe the first time,
Definitely, I can see it. Probably should have brandished a card there, if not the first incident. Tallow have possession again on the far overside in the shape of Jordan Henley. Great hurler, footballer, of course. Lovely turn there by Jordan, gets inside the 21-metre line off his left leg. This will be a super score. Tim Lenihan is doing Eddie O'Halloran's job and waves it wide before it even went wide. So
4 wides versus 1.
Perfect. So
almost 19 minutes gone.
Yeah, and the clock was stopped by Ollie here, but on the scoreboard, on our stream here, the clock isn't stopped. So probably about maybe 17 minutes or so, maybe on our.
Yeah.
So which is even though we did ask him, but look, maybe Ollie was a bit off radar so far. He's had a busy weekend in fairness to him, and I suppose he has a busy day, doesn't he? Rathcormac won 4 goals here, 5 points, 17 minutes gone in the first half in Welsh Park. Breaking ball, favours Paddy Hines. Man off the shoulder in the shape of Paddy Ahern. He's really getting forward for Shamrocks. Lovely punt pass inside, but will it work out for Shamrocks? Real 50-50 ball. Won bravely by Ed Lonergan. Outside as far as Roach. Long pass inside as far as Adam Crawford, the centre back. Pulled to the ground there by Bob McCarthy. I know he won a bit of the ball, but again, there was probably no need to give away the foul in such a dangerous area. And Adam Crawford loves to get forward. Matt kicked a super score last week against Fan. And
my initial thought there was that the ball was passed to the wrong man.
Yes.
There was a man onto his right who was. But anyway, they got the free and chance for Colm Roach to restore their lead. With I'm going on the. I go on this.
You go on the score. I'll try and go back to you.
20 minutes. So.
Yeah, and Colm Roach nails that one. Bread and butter stuff for the former minor and under 21 All Ireland hurling medal winner. See, John Paul Lucy is togged out underneath us. Mac, he is out with an injury. I believe it's a hand injury. He's not actually togged. He thought he was togged out, but he's a huge loss to this Shamrock setup.
Yes.
In fairness, because around that middle third, I suppose the energy and what he brings to the table is missing. But look, he's urging on his colleagues underneath us. Jake Beecher, the centre back for Tallow. Again, that pass is a bit loose, but it may work out and favours Dean Beecher off his right leg. Tallow playing that route one ball. In fairness to both sides, trying to play a good brand of attacking football. Donica Mulcahy shows well for this ball. Lovely sidestep by Donica. Going forward, tries to dance his way through a couple of defenders there. Shamrock's there, and he holds his hand up to say, when were you going to blow the whistle to Timmy? And he gets the free, in fairness.
Was that a trip?
Would be, and this is another incident now of the, yeah.
Anyway,
What's cynical, and that's, look, you could talk about that for the day now, Mac, I think. But Ryan Gray places this ball down and hitting into the Colligan River end here of Fairfield. Beautiful day for football for this Western Junior A final.
He scored one from here earlier on, which was a bit further out actually, so this is well within his range.
Right leg, strikes it well, you know the way. But
he's a lovely striker.
Yeah, it's brilliant strike of the ball there. You knew by the way Tim was looking up at that, it was just sailing over the bar. And one thing I suppose Shamrocks won't want to do, Mac, is keep conceding frees when you've Ryan Gray kicking like that.
Well, he's converted 3 of them. No, one of them was easy, but he's converted 2-1. So yeah, they've been well warned. Level for the 4th time, Gavin. This is
good
stuff.
Certainly is. Sean Gleeson, the Tallow manager underneath us. Dan Casey, former Shamrocks great, of course. He's their manager again this season. Wants to lead them back to a county title. That ball could have been claimed there by Darragh Mulcahy, but just took his eye off it at a critical juncture. And Shamrocks could profit from this. It's with Joe Leahy, the hard-working midfielder. Pop pass as far as Crawford. Met hard there, but fair, is it? No, not fair, according to the referee. I thought for a second he was going to leave it flow. Ian Beecher, the hits are beginning to come in here now, of course, between these local rivals who know each other so well, as we said coming into it, with the whole Cush breed factor and that, and both sets of supporters as well, really engaged in this one. And wherever you're tuned in, I'm sure you're enjoying it. Adam Crawford on the ball. Is he going to have a go at a score? Off his left leg, nailed a crucial one last weekend. Well gathered inside by Curley. And
I think
didn't have the distance on him back.
Because the great play, he turned beautifully and it met it nicely, just a little bit short the gas.
Jordan Henley offloads to Robbie Geary, the fullback getting upfield. Needs support, has it with Kieran Geary. Tallow happy enough just to retain that ball. As McDara said, level for the 4th time. We said it would be tight, we said it would be tense. That's the way it's proven so far. Geary has options outside him. This left to Kevin Henley there. Seemed to be a late tackle with the referee, and in fairness, good sportsmanship there from the two boys to say sorry about that. Mulcahy has the ball, needs to get down over it. Is he fouled? Seemed to be in the back there. He's looking for the free. Referee says go on. You didn't hear a whistle, and now he blows the whistle, gives the free in. Probably could have been maybe given earlier to Darragh Mulcahy, and the Shamrock subs underneath us here, Mac. Not too happy with that one.
It could have been in initially, then it could have been out for touching the ball on the ground, and then it could have been in. But look, anyway, it is in. So, and this is Ryan Gray's toughest one.
It is. It doesn't favour the right-footed kicker.
The right-footed kicker. It's kind of, you could say, slightly closer to the right-hand post than the right sideline. So it's tough. It's about 30 metres out. If this goes over, it'd be fantastic free. And we won't be writing that one down. I think the less said about that one, the better from Ryan's point of view. Still seems to be maybe holding that leg a little bit there, but seems to be moving a bit more freely now. Whatever bit of a knock he did pick up, it wasn't anything too serious. 5 wides.
Yeah, they're mounting up. I suppose in a day like today, Mac, when scores are kind of hard to come by, particularly in these tight local derbies that the Tallow will be hoping they won't come back to rue those opportunities. Neil Moore, I see, makes his way up, the county vice chairman, busy as always on the phone. This ball on the far side, well won by Shane Roach. Just got there ahead of his marker, so good at attacking that ball, and Shamrocks have a chance to mount another attack. Lovely ball up the line. The Roaches combine. This is Colm, 14, and he's back way out from his full forward position. Down the line as far as Chris Murphy. Lovely flick up there by Chris.
Like this guy.
Yeah, some people say that might be a bit too fancy, Mac, but when it comes off, I suppose It looks good, as they say. Colm Roach spots a gap inside, fielded by Hines, is it? No, taken off by Robbie Geary. Good discipline defending there by the Tallow men. And Robbie Geary just shrugs off a couple of defenders and drives the men in blue and gold forward. They'd dearly love to win back this divisional title, but just as I say it, he loses the ball at a critical juncture. Turned over by Joe Leahy. Down the line to Paddy Ahern on the 45. In fairness to Tallow there, quickly then get the bodies back. Kieran Crawford, haven't seen a whole lot of him so far, but he's very good when he gets on the ball. Paddy Hines, Tallow or Shamrock switching the direction to play. Lovely movement here. Has it an end product. Tom Roach, was he caught late? Referee has a hand up, I think, and he's going to pull back for a free. And in fairness, caught late. Needless enough from Tallow's point of view, Matt, because he wasn't under a whole, wasn't really going with, I wouldn't say he wasn't going anywhere, but a needless enough one, a chance that Colm or Billy Hines could nail, although look, it's not too easy, but probably does favour a left legger.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's
just outside that D area there, isn't it?
That's an advantage that Shamrocks have, and that they do have the right footed free taker in Colm Roach and the left free taker in Billy Hines.
Breaks inside the edge of the D. Umpires nod to each other to say that looks good, it's over the bar. Second for Billy, that the first to come from a place ball, and a very good kitog on him. Swings that one over. Shamrocks shoot back into the lead, 1-5-1-4. So far what's been an even Stephen local derby.
They'd be happy with that because, as I said, they're against this breeze, and they were against the breeze against their fan.
Yeah, and we're probably fortunate not to concede a couple of goals in the first half against that fan, Mac, as well.
But once they got going,
they look good.
They kind of have a reputation as a second half team.
Turned over by Shane. Again, Tallow will be unhappy to lose the ball at such a critical juncture, and they may well pay a price. Crawford inside, very close to the end line there. Good defending by Tallow to get the numbers back. Back outside as far as Billy Hines, 2 points to his name so far. Will he switch the direction of play, trying to find his brother Paddy? First year playing adult, fouled on his way in there, and combination of Kevin Henley there and Jordan Henley. They look at each other to say, why didn't one of us, you know what I mean? Was there a need to foul there? And again, Shamrock good at that, Mac switching the direction to play, and again drawn to foul.
Yeah, and they did well to recycle that because it looked to be going wide, but they kicked it out to Billy Hines, and his pass across was beautiful. Now, Colm Roach, about 35 metres out, dead straight in the middle, so let's see.
Noel Crowley, the Mayor Forna, the Yall man, of course, who's trained Shamrocks the last couple of seasons. What a job he's done. That's brilliant connection there by Colm Roach. Really got underneath that one and floated it over the bar superbly. So Shamrocks lead by 2 as we approach half time. There is still a bit to go in that, and Shamrock subs underneath just barking out the orders there, but in fairness to Colm Roach and Ryan Gray on their day, Mac, 2 superb free takers.
Yeah, and do you know what I've noticed, again, I'm sure you have as well, haven't been at the few games since last weekend, even though it's only 100 per club, doesn't it make some difference?
It absolutely.
Have that bit of noise.
It does, absolutely, definitely, yeah. From everyone's kind of perspective, absolutely, you can really feed off it, and especially when it's a local derby. Tallow need to get this ball up the field. They trail by 2, but have looked good when they've gone forward, but it's Shamrocks who lead on that all-important scoreboard. Mulcahy, who's getting on a lot of ball outside as far as Kevin Henley, he's wing back up as far as Jordan Henley. Jordan, you can see he's looking for Ryan Gray inside, who seems to be kind of
he held on to the ball a good bit there.
Attacked there by a couple of Shamrocks fellas, but he manages to retain the ball. Looks for the run of Donncha Mulcahy, showing well out in front of his man. Well won by Donncha. The fist pass is very, very loose though on that occasion. This one is going to be turned over by Adam Crawford. Always works really hard no matter where he's positioned. Tom Roach, very close to the corner there. Tallow keeping the pressure on, and they turn this ball over.
I'm relying on you, Gav.
Paul O'Brien,
I can see anything on
very close to that. I might have to peek out the window there, which we have open, because there's very, very tight and tense the heat inside here, as well as picking up. And the referee, Shamrocks are like, how did you see that, Timmy, from there? Well, to be fair, I can't have much advantage from my point up here. It is going to be a free into Tallow. Ryan Gray is coming across to take this.
Well, I can definitely say I didn't see it.
Very close to the sideline. I'm going to just nip over here a bit for this one. And there's a bit of off the ball stuff here between Mac, I think it is, and was there a strike there on the shape of Ian Beecher?
Ian Beecher could be in a spot of bother here, and do you know what now?
And needless, it was on Paddy Hines, and if the referee saw that, Mac, a striking offence is a striking offence. I'm speaking now here with maybe the referee's hat on as well. It's a yellow. Oh,
he's lucky, but at the same time,
would red
would have been very, very, very harsh.
Yeah. Tallow get on with this quickly. They switch the direction of play over as far as Kieran Geary on the far overside. Things beginning to hot up here. Right-legged effort by Geary. It's gone well wide though. And Tim Lennon will be in no rush for that kick out. So as I said, like always,
I think what happened that time was that Ian Beecher was trying to go forward.
Was he blocked? The run was blocked, was it?
Hines,
Right.
And then they kind of tangled it. Was it?
People are saying, like, and was there much venom in this? If there was a strike, people are
minutes additional time.
So 2 minutes of additional time announced by John Supple, the Western Board PRO. Busy couple of weeks.
There's a lesson here for Tim Lenihan. Kick the ball out the middle. Although, for some reason, I thought it was free the other way.
Yeah, well, Timmy has stopped it. It's gone to Tallow. We'll follow the play. It's with Mulcahy inside. It was Kieran Geary who kicked it into him, and he fails to pick it up. Paddy Ahern seems to be pushing it back. Yes, as the referee, and the Shamrock subs this time say applaud as if to say, Timmy, well done, thanks for that. They get on with it very quick. Outside as far as Tom O'Donovan, the experienced full-back, over as far as Roach. Look how deep he's gone, but the amount of ball he's getting on, very evident. Links up with his brother Shane. Bit of space now. He opts to go route one. Down the line as far as Chris Murphy. Out in front of his man Robbie Geary. Can he hang on to it? He does. That's great play by the number 10. Very hard tackling there, in fact, by Jake Neville. The corner back for Tallow. What the pass by Chris Murphy.
Just overhit it. But looking at that
but a great
pass,
window, Mac. Wasn't it really a great moment to play?
Shane Roach was pure class.
Yeah.
This guy is
Jake Neville.
Striker and kicker of the ball.
Quick hands there by Tallow. Jake Beecher. Oh, he just had to take that solo there, but he manages to burrow his way out. That's great play by Jake. Down the line as far as Mulcahy. That's Dara. The youngster gets it in as far as Ian Beecher, I should say. Off as far as Jordan Henley. He's on the edge of the knee. Back to Beecher. Chance of a second. Tallow goal. Takes a shot. Over the bar.
Great score.
That one went lower. I don't think Tim knew a whole pile about that one.
Great score.
Knifing through there, and Ian Beecher opens his account. When in fairness, Mac, when both teams break at pace, it's really enjoyable to watch.
Well, that was a great, fantastic move. I think it started back on their own 45, and I think you had 7-8 passes before. That was a great move. Only point between them. I think Trish might have been right. She said might be extra time needed here. Now Tim comes to the left, but this time it works.
And Shamrocks retain the ball. Paddy Ahern, look at the amount of times he's got forward so far. Again,
I think I heard John Supple saying 2 minutes. So
2 minute, right? Okay, yeah, I'm probably just about right. In fairness,
a minute left on that, based on the scoreboard clock now.
And Shamrocks are looking underneath us, and it was Ed Lonrigan who's pleading for Timmy. But as they say, as we were told, going all the way up, you play that whistle. Tallow will get on with it, no doubt. Jordan Henley,
really, as well.
Yeah, really coming into his own, Mac, the last couple of minutes. Now, race for possession here. Ryan Gray, such a tall, athletic figure. Lovely pick up by Gray, but has he managed to retain it? Very hefty challenges on him there. Is he lying in the ball? Referee says go on, play on. Is he taken out of it off the ball? Yes, is the referee. Things are beginning now to maybe get a little bit spicy here. Gray went down over it, and in fairness, it was a push in the back. There's a Shamrocks player on the ground, and just hopefully things don't bite over, Mac, because so far, in fairness, it has been quite a sporting game so far.
It has, but yeah.
But then again, you're going to get that in a derby, aren't you?
The last couple of minutes, it's beginning to get little bit of stuff happening off the ball, and kind of. Now, he took one from here earlier on, maybe slightly more to the right, and he kind of skewed it. But maybe that has given him the opportunity to get the radar right for this one.
Ryan Gray to kick the equalising score. Has he drawn it in? Oh, very unfortunate there.
Unlucky.
He just looks up to say, unfortunate. Would have been a huge score psychologically going into the break, and the referee has blown the half-time whistle. Shamrocks edging it at the break. Highly entertaining halves so far. 1-6, 1-5. Quick synopsis, Mac, before we take a breather. Shamrocks by 1, but in fairness to both teams, really leaving everything out there.
Very enjoyable. It looked as if Shamrocks were going to go away with it, but thanks to a goal from Colin Roach with a little bit of luck attached to it. But then fantastic goal from Paul O'Brien to bring Tallow right back. And look, they've been level 4 times. There's only a point between them at half-time. Shamrocks will be slightly happier because they played against the wind, but it's all to play for here. Nicely balanced then here in the Farfield Sunshine. Half-time in this Western Junior A Football Championship final. It's Shamrocks leading their neighbours Tallow 1-6 to 1-5. We'll be back very shortly. Good morning.
You're very welcome back to Porky Araker. Nicely balanced so far in this Western Junior A football final. Shamrocks seeking a third title in a row. I'm sure Tallow would love to deprive them of that this afternoon. Nicely balanced so far, 1-6 to 1-5. Timmy Organ about to get the second half underway. Having a quick look around there, McDermott, McDonagh. I don't see a whole pile of changes.
No, it's the same. Just Ryan Gray didn't go out for the throw in this time.
Stayed there, and maybe they'll rue that because Shamrocks win this first throw in and mount another attack. Billy Hines first into the second half going forward. Was he taken out of it off the ball? Referee is happy enough to wait play on. Well turned over by Robbie Geary, but
I guess the free end eventually.
Pushing the back bit.
This is another tough one for Colin Roach. It's kind of it's 5 or 6 metres inside the 13-metre line. Well, it was. But Colin, like any intelligent player, pull it out a small bit, give himself a better angle. But I think Jimmy's not letting.
He's after spotting him. I think Donald is just certainly just to rub it in there. The linesman doing his duty on the far over side.
Well, no, it's the angle is better than it's coming out, but it's also pushing out towards the sideline. So this is a completely different free to the one he was facing up to Gavin a while ago.
Yeah, he's very near to that scoreboard. Holly Drummy keeping an eye on every action here.
Nice curl, enough for curl? No, not
this
enough.
one. Yeah, Eddie Halloran signals wide there, and yeah, it was a difficult free in fairness. So score remains 1-6 to 1-5. Nicely balanced here.
So 7 points to 2. Now we'll see the kick out now.
Yeah, Michael Curley, does he go? Will he go? And Tallow have opted this short kick out policy, Mac. I think in a lot of their games this year, and they were impressed. You know, they did a good march to the final. I know, somewhat lucky to account for Ballyduff Upper last weekend, but yeah, he's gone short again. Finds Robbie Geary, and of course Robbie now can't go back to his keeper. But just as I say it, they lose it, and in the dreaded short kick out. Will Shamrocks punish this? Off his left leg.
Wide, no free. Free.
Caught late, yeah, hand was up, free in there. And again, the dreaded short kick out. I don't know how many times we say it, Mac, at various levels, and Michael Curley would be really disappointed with that.
Wonderful if it works, but if it goes wrong,
yeah,
that's what happens. And it's the same with the hurling with your short puck out. So it's a good chance for Shamrocks to go back to in front.
I think they leave this to Cullum, yeah, and he strokes that over the ball in fine style there. And Shamrocks get the opening score of the second half, 1-7 to 1-5.
Now, I might be imagining things, Gavin, but I think the breeze might be even slightly stronger now than it was.
It's a slight pickup there, Mac.
It's going to be helping Shamrocks here now, so we'll see. Is he going to go?
Again goes short. It reaches Jake, and this time Tallow do, I suppose, the sensible thing and maybe just play it out the wing. At least it's out of that danger area. Jake Neville, lovely sidestep back inside, but look at the work rate of the Shamrocks there, bottled up, and he's tripped. They look a bit hard there, and Ed Lonergan, but the work rate. Shamrocks have exerted back to try and win that ball back. That's been very evident so far. Tallow go route one down the line, but look what they do. They kick. Well, it may well work out for Darren Mulcahy, but well read there. Paddy Ahern has really played well at number 5. Links up with his midfielder. Lovely balance and control there by Joe Leahy. Sprays it across the line to Shane Roach. Always seems to be in an amount of space, and a player who loves to get forward. You can see him calling his forwards out to say, lads, get on the move.
He's looking for the movement, yeah.
Looking for Hines Billy inside. Just the bounce there on the firm surface of Frahar Field. Misjudged there. And it's going to go harmlessly out over the end line, Robbie Geary, and I'm sure the Tallow goalkeeper, Michael Curley, will be pretty relieved with that one.
Michael could be busy. It would kick out.
He could.
This half. This is his third, I think. This is fourth, actually.
We'll follow the play. It's back with Tallow in the shape of Jake Beecher. Just treads it down the line. Not an easy ball for Donegal Mulcahy to win, but he makes little of that. Gets it in the hand. This fella has pace as well. Crossing the 45. About to be stopped there by Shamrocks. And he's
fantastic work.
Again, that's what Donegall's capable of doing there, drawing that foul. I think Tom Roach was a combination of players for the guilty part. You can see Donegall's fighting to Timmy to say, that's 3 times they've done that to me now. When are you going to start maybe issuing a few cards? I don't think there was much malice in that. You couldn't give a yellow card for, so.
They just pulled them down. So now,
Ryan Gray, this will be crucial,
against the wind. Yeah. So it's the angle is suits him, but it's against the wind. So let's see how he gets on with this one.
Yeah, it's the back of his calf. You can see there is strapped, obviously, since half time. So maybe that was a calf strain that he suffered. As we watch him. Great free taker. 4 to his name so far. Has he pulled this one? Yeah, no. It looks like it.
He had the distance, but so that's 8 wide for Tallow. It's 3 for Shamrocks, and he has kicked 3 frees wide. 4 frees wide, in fact.
And Tim Lennon prepares this kick out. I don't think I was chatting to him there a couple of weeks ago before he got back down locked on. That didn't think that he'd be part of the Tallow maybe or the Shamrock setup this year, but lo and behold, here he is, ended up in the goal. In fairness to what has club stalwart over the years, in fairness to him, and Still going strong. He might have a third Western medal by the end of it, Mac.
Would have. Oh, that guy was lucky with steps.
Risky, yeah, risky there.
It's okay. It's
They get on with it. Shane Roach down the line. Lovely, as you illustrated earlier on, Mac, that vision and the great kick passing there. Good movement here by Shamrocks. Raiding up from cornerback is Padraig Roach. Offloads to his centre-back, Adam Crawford. Adam has a good left leg on him, but just as I say it, with the curse on him there, Mac.
You put the hex on.
We don't mean to do that, in fairness. We don't do that. We don't do that deliberately.
We never do that, but geez, how often do you say this guy's a good free taker wide?
1-7 to 1-5.
He did everything right at the time, steadied, but just skewed off.
5 minutes gone in the second half. 2 points between them. He said coming into it there'd be nothing between them. That's how it's panned out. Mike Curley goes a bit longer this time. Will it reach Kieran Geary? Puts the hand up. I think that's nearly the first mark in this final, Mac.
It's the first. It's the first outdoor. We'll say there was an attacking mark. I think in the first half. You remember, Paul went wide, but that's the first kick-out mark.
Kieran Geary then trying to find Paul O'Brien, just kicks it out over the line. So Tallow, this I suppose thing of turning over possession cheaply, Mac. They could rule that come the end of the 60. Breaking out is Tom O'Donovan.
The scores are kind of dried up. It has first half
kind of maybe dipped a bit. It's died in the second half, hasn't it? Yeah.
Small, but now the last.
Both sides get you giving away the ball. Jake Beecher nearly caught from behind there, and the ball is nearly intercepted. Chris Murphy was good tackling by Chris, but just a bit over anxious. Jake Beecher gets on to quick. Look how far Ryan Gray has come out for this ball. Evades that first challenge of Paddy Ahern, and it was a challenge. Sprays it down the line as far as just a couple of yards there ahead of Kieran Geary, not giving Kieran much of a chance there, but they managed to retain the ball. It's with the aforementioned Gray again. This is going for a huge one. It's going to hang in the air. Dangerous one. Can Tim gather this one? That's good goal given there by Lenihan.
Well done.
Read it all the way and found his cornerback, Padraig Roach. Good play there by the vastly experienced Lenihan in the goal. And Shamrocks, they'll be keen to profit from this. It's with Colin Roach. Down the line, Chris Murphy showing well out in front of his man, Jake Neville. Jake Neville certainly testing the fibre there, the jersey. And
is that a card? No.
Timmy is happy enough to wave play on. Shamrocks will be happy to get on it quickly. Lovely floating move. Has it an end product in the shape of Colin Roach.
Oh, unlucky.
And Eddie O'Halloran and the two umpires. Mike Curley was doing his job as well. And sometimes they're hard, but it didn't just come in enough, Mac, on that occasion.
Yeah, it was unlucky. If he was actually a little bit further out, probably would have turned in. But
yeah, it would have been a super score. Great move there by Tallow and Jake Neville. And Chris Murphy, they're having a right duel underneath us. In fairness, no quarter given or asked. You don't expect that in a Western final. You certainly don't expect it when Tallow and Shamrocks do battle.
I didn't think I'd be saying this, Gavin, but I have to say, courtesy of Tomas here, we have a bottle of Tipperary water.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
not bad, it's good.
I give any praise to Tipperary, but it's nice water, yeah. It came at the right time.
Good Margaret Rua for that, yeah. Much appreciated. And making his way into the
coming
team.
In, yeah, I see
Sean O'Sullivan, I think, Mac for Tallow, is it?
Yeah.
And the player making way is Dara Mulcahy. You got on a lot of ball. He put in a good shift there, Mac, at wing forward. In fairness to Tallow, Tallow wing forward. And Sean will bring plenty of pace as well. Of course, goalie, of course, in the hurling and a vastly experienced goalkeeper. And Tallow overturned this ball. Colin Roach, can they punish this?
Oh, yeah, the pass.
Man inside is Chris Murphy off the left leg. Brilliant save by Curley, but it's trickled into the net. Goal for Shamrocks. Chris Murphy it is. He nailed one last week against Tallow where he nearly took the roof off the net. This one, Curley got a hand to it, but there was probably enough venom in the shot. Goes in, crucial goal. 1-1 now for Chris Murphy. McDara, Shamrocks 2-7, Tallow 1-5.
Third kick out that they've lost possession on, Gavin, and they paid for it. They got away with it. They got away with it twice, but they got caught this time.
Tallow now will really have to come back. And again, this one he still opts to go short, reaches his corner
This is the biggest gap between them, isn't it? 5?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, there were 4 between them at one stage. So this is the biggest gap.
Questions being asked here. This is psychologically now a big ask for Tallow, the defending champions, going for 3 in a row. Have a 5-point cushion. Timmy Organ just tells Kieran Geary to take that from the correct position. And they get on with it. And again, look what they do. They kick away possession. This one is overturned by Kieran Crawford on the 40. Man off his shoulder is Colin Roach, the go-to man in this Shamrocks attack. Can they get another score? Umpires nod to each other. The white flag goes up. Sean Kiley races over there after getting the nod from Eddie O'Halloran. Of course, the two Ballycorty men. 6-point gap now. And again, it came from Tallow needlessly giving away the ball. Can't do that with Colin Roach around, McDara.
Yeah, Tallow need to be very careful now because this game is slipping away from them. You know, it's 6 and there's another giveaway.
You can hear the Shamrock subs and mentors really telling Chris Murphy, nearly telling him where it's going to go. Kicks it down directly out again. That breaking ball, Chris Murphy, he's covering the amount of ground. Off to Roach. Is he trying to spot Curley off his line there? Maybe that was a bit cheeky by Cullen, but Mike has the wherewithal to get back into position and works it out for the Tallow men. offloads as far as Robbie Geary at full back, outside as far as Bob McCarthy. The centre half forward puts boot to ball, but look what he does, kicks it straight down the throat of Joe Leahy, and Shamrocks overturned that ball.
They've become very careless.
Big time. Lovely dialogue, lovely pace on that ball there, but only into the arms of Curley again, who's just going to seize up the options now and lays it off as far as Jake Beecher, who's carried an awful lot of ball for Tallow, but
Tallow they really need a score now.
Yeah.
To bring themselves back into it now. Was that a trip, Kevin?
Jordan there went, and look, I mean, in fairness to Joe, like he just does. I'd argue there, like, players just don't fall down in those instances, and I think Lonergan there can count himself very lucky not to be at least spoken to by Timmy, but Tallow will want to just get on with this quickly. It is the aforementioned Jordan on the ball again. They're the kind of guys Tallow need to get on the ball. Tries to spray it across the line. It's a very ambitious kick. It may well work out. Brilliant fielding there by Shane Roach. Gets a bit of a box there by Ryan Gray. If Tallow or Shamrocks get on with this one very, very quickly. Now maybe the momentum really with the Shamrocks, and Adam Crawford, he's acres of space in front of him. He's on the edge of the D. Missed one a few minutes ago. Is this on target? It certainly is. We can nail that one down. Again, beautiful movements by the Shamrocks. They're certainly flowing well now, and their gander is certainly up, McTara.
They are, yeah. And the way it's going now, the only thing that will save, I won't say will save them, but will help Tallow here. The water break will help Tallow.
Certainly, yeah. They'll be looking forward to that, no doubt. Kieran Geary and Colin Roche just says to Timmy, what did I do? Shamrock subs underneath us. Not happy with that one. Bit of space here now, perhaps, for Paul O'Brien, former inter-county hurler. As McDara says, Tallow need a score off his left leg. And it's gone wide there. Paul O'Brien seemed to do everything right, bar the finish there. Cut inside, did do everything right. In fact, McDara, but just didn't have
unlucky there now. And they need to, like, as much as to give themselves a bit of a pep and to break the momentum at the other end, because I think Shamrocks have got 4 scores on the trot now. So
Tim Lenahan. I'm just telling guys to pull into the correct positions here, and he's going right out to the sideline with this ball. Is he going to kick it out over the line? It looks like it, McDara. He won't thank me for that one now, or I won't be reminding him of that one maybe later on at minor training.
And it's the first time he came to this side because
Can Tallow make this count? Jordan Henley, the right man, is on the ball. He thought about having a shot, but then opted to pass it, and it was telegraphed well read there by the Shamrocks. Now they're going to break at pace. Colin Roach has the brother alongside him, was going to have thinking about giving it to him, but manages to retain the ball.
The small things, like it was a mistake from Cullen, but he didn't lose possession. Tallow are making mistakes, but they are losing possession.
Turning over. Here's Kieran Crawford. He'd love to get his name on the score sheet. So good at going forward down the line. But Tallow read this one well. That's good attacking of the play there by Jake Neville. Jake gets it back there very close to that corner, and Alan Curley has it, gets it back as far as his goalkeeper. That's Michael Curley, and he ships it across the line. Kieran Geary needs to turn around because he'd very nearly, if he didn't, Shane Roach, I should say, was breathing down his neck. Tallow attacking. Timmy Organ says, go on, you have possession of the football. It's Kieran Geary, goes route 1, looking for the run of O'Brien inside. Being watched there by a combination of Shamrocks players, and again, he was probably very lucky to get that back.
I didn't see.
Because in fairness, there was a 5 against.
I didn't see anything wrong there whatsoever. But look, it's a chance now for
Ryan Gray, and
Ryan, and this is just outside the 45, so it's not an easy one, and it's the wrong side for him. So you have to tailor your kick when you're kicking from the right side with your right foot. So
Tallow have a player down. I think it's Kevin Henley off picture there at the minute, just being treated, and looks like they are introducing a substitute in the shape of Eric Hickey. Ryan Gray, is this on target? It'll be a super score. Umpires put up the white flag. That is a super score.
Great kick.
And that's in fairness to both sets of free take. I know they've been guilty of maybe missing one or two, with the exhibition of ground free taking here. McDara has been really exemplary today.
Eric Hickey has come on. Do we know who's come off?
I think it is. Maybe it is it Kevin Henley who's going to be picking himself up. 5 from Margaret Rua for that, and Kevin Henley is making his way off. Seemed to pick up a knock there. A really hardy defender, and I see we are going to have a father-son combination, I believe, now in the Shamrocks team, because Owen Lenahan, son of goalkeeper Tim, is going to make an entrance, and that's a nice moment as well, McDara.
Absolutely, yeah. When you don't see that happening. Who's coming off?
And I think it could be Jason Ahern, maybe back on the far over side, and Noel Crowley, the trainer, is coming in. Just maybe.
It does look like Jason Ahern, yeah.
And it is Jason Ahern making his way off. I suppose he was really unlucky with injuries the last couple of years. Came back from a couple of big setbacks, back on the field, put in a solid shift today, and perhaps helping Shamrocks to maybe win a third title in succession. I'm sure Tallow will have a thing or two to say about that, though. The water break will be coming up very shortly.
Will the winners here, I wonder, make the drive down to Welch Park?
Yeah, I think it's
an Eastern final?
an Eastern venue anyway, Mac. Now, whether it will be Welch Park.
We'll say for the Eastern final, isn't the Eastern
Oh
final?
yes, that's 5 o'clock. Yeah, that will be interesting. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Because I didn't see anywhere that one has been done, so I'm sure they'll be trying to maybe make an entrance in somewhere. So they're not thinking about that at the minute. That was it. Again, we always say, and what coaches say, no, a needless free there right in the corner. Paul O'Brien pushed in the back, and
I forgot about the COVID again. Here they said they're going to make their way down. I forgot about that. They can't get in.
They can't get in, of course. Yeah.
Might bring a ladder with them.
A ladder, exactly. Yeah. Brian Gray goes diagonally, looking for Jake Beecher. It'll be a great win by Jake if he takes it. Yes. Fails to do so. May work out for Jordan Henley. He needs support. Tries to burrow his way through, and Timmy Organ says it was a free.
He did well.
He did well. And if any time I suppose a player engineered the free, Jordan did it there, Mac, because I thought Shamrocks kind of stood their ground, but he gives the free in, and this
should go over, and if this goes over, to bring it back to 5.
Back to 5, yeah.
So
you'd imagine the water break will come then, and now you're saying maybe it might come at the wrong time for Tallow when the momentum is isn't it?
I mean, we have to look at a match. It's not a match of 2 halves anymore. It's a match of 4 quarters, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and who makes the best of each quarter, So
that's it, and it's exactly gearing yourself for that 15 minutes, I think, each time. And Brian Gray, Tim Lenihan rallying the troops inside. Shamrocks player or Tallow player is getting treatment there. I think Jordan Henley.
God!
That is a crucial one. We were nearly writing it down, and
it's his 5th. But
that's Ryan's 5th, and
by his standards, that's unforgivable.
Yeah, he just looks up at the head and say, "Oh God, it was unfortunate," and they make their way over to that dugout, and what could have been a 5-point lead at 6 points. So Shamrock come over, and the champions, I suppose you'd have to admit at this point, Mac Dara, they're looking good to make it 3 in a row.
They are really. I mean, psychologically, that surely will get to Tallow as well. Like, I mean, they engineered the free very well. A great chance for it. It's gas looking at all the lads coming out, getting their different bottles now, isn't it? All this and the table.
And they have the physio table is outside earlier. It's all the modern, I suppose, isn't it? Like, but
no, it's this is going to take. I look at what I see now. They're going to need to get at least 1 goal. Tallow if they're going to come back here. It's hard to see it really.
So Timmy Organ is going to give them their minute and a half, I think, is what it is officially. 19 for 17 on the Tallow team. So Brian McCarthy makes his way in. Big, tall, athletic figure. I'd imagine they'll shove Brian in around that full forward line, because I suppose Tallow, Mac, they have to kind of throw the kitchen sink. Maybe not the kitchen sink exact straight away, but they have to mount everything into this next 15 minutes to.
Well, they have, and they need to get. Like if Shamrocks get an old score 2 now, there's a danger that they could really pull away here.
And I see number 8, Ed Lonergan, has made his way up as well, Mac. So he seems to have been withdrawn. In fairness, put in a solid shift there. I'm not sure is it an injury, or maybe he could be. Look, a lot of players, I suppose, in that ground as well. Fatigue and tiredness comes into it. So we'll try and bring you the Shamrocks sub who's been introduced.
We'll see. I see a 20, another 20 something with them.
All right, we'll try and So Lenihan is already in, isn't he? It could be maybe 20. Liam Motherway, who came on last week. I know Liam played last week. He's a good prolific footballer as well, and brings a bit of pace to it. Noel Crowley, the man from Youghal, he's guided Shamrocks to the last 2 county finals. They'd dearly love to go back to Mac Dara and make it perhaps 3rd time lucky. I know Mount Sinai and Roe will have a thing or two to say about that as well.
Number 20, you're right. Number 20 has come in. Yeah.
So Liam Motherway is in. Kieran Crawford trots back into his centre forward position. Timmy Organ says, "Come on, lads, you've had enough break now." Maybe he was a bit generous with the minute and a half there, but Tim Lenihan will be in no particular hurry down to that goal. Is he going to win another medal?
2 of them sub-scored, I think, if I got it right last weekend.
You're correct, actually. Yeah. I think Owen Lenihan was one of them, and maybe possibly was it maybe Bernie Kelleher late on as well, Mac? I'm not too sure now, I can't remember off the top of my head. I was on the line last week. Bernie is down there, of course. He's been another brilliant player for Tallow, or for Shamrocks over the last couple of years. Won a couple of those Western medals.
So now next score is a big one really here. Tallow need to get it if they're going to come back here. But you're right about that, about Brian McCarthy. He's a big chap.
Yeah, he certainly is, yeah. So himself and Ryan Grader, they're like the Twin Towers, maybe that Kerry Donaghy and Kerry had maybe a couple of years ago, but Tallow, first of all, they need to get that ball down there. As Padraig Tobin makes his way up there, involved with the Shamrocks, the Moon Tour, of course, like to thank Padraig and indeed Terence and all the lads on the Tallow side as well, and indeed Rua and Willie, all who facilitated today's live stream of the Western Junior A football final. It is into the new man in. Liam Motherway wins that ball. That's a good win by the substitute. Can't beat fresh legs, and certainly Shamrocks have that in their locker. This one is taken by Joe Leahy. Are they going to call the mark? It's kicked by Chris Murphy and it's fired over the bar by Chris Murphy. 1-2 now for the wing forward. He's on fire this afternoon. Turned on a sixpence there and nailed that one again. Their accuracy, Mac, has been dead on the second half.
Yeah, I like this guy. The old cliche, the trusty left foot, but it's certainly true in his case. And I know there's plenty of time left here, but it's looking like it's all over for Tallow.
Yeah, they just haven't found that in front. They've just haven't found the Shamrocks forwards too. Had to handle. They're calling inside. There was a loose man there. Is Chris Murphy going to have another shot? Brilliant use of possession. Just like I say, it maybe overcooks that one, but it may work out. Shane Roach. Can he get his name onto the score sheet? He'd like to think he can. He certainly can indeed. Shamrocks are certainly motoring now. Shane Roach nails that one and the substitutes down under us. And the Shamrocks backroom team very, very happy with that one. They're motoring really well now, Mac.
There, yeah. And it's 2-1-6. I think at this stage, I know there's still 12 minutes left, but it's only a matter how much Shamrocks win by at this stage, to be quite honest with you.
Seem to be a push in the back there, Kieran.
Absolutely.
Definitely, but yet Kieran gets the mark. It's funny sometimes, but
it's not a foul unless the whistle is blown.
Down on top of Paul O'Brien, as we said, Tallow are going to have to throw everything in. I'm sure they will. They'll die with their boots on. They're a proud club. But so far, they've just found their neighbours too difficult to handle. But if there's one man who can haul it back into it, it's Ryan Gray, and that one is certainly a close line there. I don't know, did the whistle even go there? I think it did, in fairness, but definitely the action here to me is very casual walking into it there anyway. And
to me, no, that was a card offence. You know,
it was definitely high anyway, if anything, Mac.
Ball has been brought in now.
Ryan is going to have a pop. Takes it very quick, drills it off the post. I think Tim got a leg to that one off the post, but it's still not clear for Shamrocks. Tallow still going forward. Can they swing a leg at it? The effort comes in. It's gone wide in the end there off the boot of Paul O'Brien. Very quick thinking by Ryan Gray there. Had the shot brilliantly saved. I think Tim Lennon got a leg to it off the post, came back out. Paul O'Brien flashed it wide, and I suppose so. Well, look, that's everything now. Maybe gone against Tallow in the last couple of minutes. Like Dara, they needed something up to that. But look at this short kick out. Back in with the aforementioned Paul O'Brien. Gets the kick this time. And this time, the flag goes over the bar. Paul O'Brien got that goal in the first half. 1-1 to his name now. Again, cheap giveaway there by Tim in the goal. It'll be in no particular hurry. So it just keeps Tallow just about in touch, Macdara.
Kick the ball long. Kick the ball long.
Just makes it easier said than done, I suppose, at times, isn't it?
Well, if you lose it up the middle of the field, there's not the danger if you lose it beside your own goal.
Yeah. Now, whether Tim Lennon had heard us from up here, what will he do with this kick out on the 21 metre line? Of course, all kick outs on the 21. He gets distance in it, but it's probably not going to reach his teammates. And it's picked up by Kieran Geary. Has Eric Hickey in the middle if he needs him, but Geary decides to go down the line, down as far as Ian Beecher. Back to Geary, switches it over as far as Dean Beecher here. He has to attack that ball. That's good play by the teenager. Going forward, he's on the 21 metre line. Route one ball. Inside is the big man, McCarthy, or is it Jake? It's Jordan Henley. Well caught, takes the mark, and as he popped the point. And I think he was lucky because I think Paddy Morrissey might have been waving wide.
I think Timmy's giving the kick again.
Yeah, I don't think they were back with the requisite distance there at McDara. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a free, is it?
Free in 13 metre line, yeah, or maybe on the 21, yeah. And Ryan Gray says to Jordan, yeah, tap this over. Just keep him in touch. Can he reduce it to a 2-goal game? He certainly can.
Yeah.
Opening point for Jordan. He's really come into it, McDara, last couple of minutes. And I think they've shoved him in the full forward line as well.
Well, they're going for broke, which they have to.
Certainly will ask questions of the Shamrocks rear guard. And
would that go down on the records, Gavin, as a point from a mark or a point from a free?
I'd say probably point from a free in the end because
the mark, the defence.
He wasn't allowed to take the mark really quickly because exactly. So probably a free. I'd say you'll be safe enough with that one.
6 points anyway.
Yeah, and they're still back like 10 minutes to go looking at the clock,
Well, I wrote them off a while ago.
As we said, they'll give it ever, but so far they need possession of the football and they don't have that. It's Shamrocks to win that breaking ball, and it's young Owen Lenihan onto it like a flash. Of course, he played with the Waterford Miners last year and suffered a bad ankle injury through that campaign as well, but he really is a really tigerish defender, good hurler, come footballer, gets it down the line. Shamrocks have runners off the shoulder here. It's the new man in, Lee Motherway, but it's going to be turned over, is it by Tallow? Robbie Geary needs to bend his back, very close to the scoreboard there. Bankside of far field, is he fouled? Referee says go on, play on. Back as far as Curley, very close to the end line there, and he manages to keep that in play. That's good goalkeeping there by Curley and good disciplined defending by Tallow. Hard tackle there on Kieran Geary, but does he manage to retain the football? Referee says go on, play on. I thought they were waiting for a whistle. Geary turns it over, and Tallow now breaking pace, but look what he does. He only kicks it right up on top of the Shamrocks defence, very close to the sideline, prodded down the line by Eric Hickey, mopped up by the Shamrocks. Shane Roach, heavy tackle there on Shane Roach by, I think it's Bob McCarthy, and referee's happy enough to even wave play on. I thought we might see a card there, but
the free was quickly taken.
Eddie Hines prepares to get on with that one. And look what Shamrocks do. They turn over the ball.
No.
Things beginning to hot up. It's
next
Jordan.
score here will be interesting because if Tallow get it, they'll be right back in it and on attack. Jordan Henley, a good interplay here with Ian Beecher.
Ian is going forward. They're on the 21. Pop pass side. Well turned over by O'Donovan. Will it still work out in Tallow's favour? They nearly take it off each other. It's Jordan Henley on the 13-metre line. Bearing down a goal. He's pulled down. Referee says it's a free in. Very close to the penalty. Going to be taken quick by Ryan Gray. Is it blocked? And the referee now, because this is the big argument here, whether like he took that quick.
He did.
Do you get on with it? There's subs coming on now. Galore things here.
He did take it quickly.
And it's going to come back. Gray is going to take it quick again. It's blocked.
And it's blocked again.
Has another shot at it. Will he get the point out of it? He certainly does. It's over the bar. They're certainly not hanging around here on these kicks. It's taken there by Ryan Gray. It's another one for him. I think that's 6 now, McDara, between play and freeze. But a couple of subs here coming on as well. So things beginning to hot up. And in the last 10 minutes in this game, maybe we could have drama left in it yet. It's back down to 5. Owen McGrath makes his way onto the team. Of course, a member of the Waterford Under 20 squad from last year who beat Clare here in Farfield.
Edward Hines has come on as well.
And Eddie as well, yeah. Edward Hines, yeah.
Shamrocks.
He's brother of Paddy. Tim's kick out again is very close to the sideline. Is it going to be kept in play? Tomas Kareen has his flag up to say Tallow ball. Now, remember, they can't step inside the line. Owen McGrath doesn't. Geary needs to attack this ball. Fails to do so.
Well done.
And it's going to be turned over by the Shamrocks. Heavy hitting on Liam Motherway. Is he tugged back? Referee says no. But he has the energy there to get away from Kieran Geary. Tallow will be disappointed with that because they had the line ball. And Geary didn't read it. Hefty challenge there on Adam Crawford. Still going forward. Pulled back there by Geary. Look at the referee to say how many more times are Tallow going to get away with this. Offloads as far as Shane Roach. He'll want to get forward. He's going to drive his team forward. Shamrocks want to hang on to win that trophy. They want to make it 3 in a row. Tallow want to stop them. Great tackling there by the cornerback Alan Curley. He's a real tigerish defender. Very close to the end line. Shamrocks managed to retain the ball. Hefty challenge there on Billy Hines. Sprays it back as far as Adam Crawford. Shamrocks retaining possession. Tackled there by Ryan Gray. Is it turned over by Tallow? Good tackling there by the Brightsiders and they're going forward. Robbie Geary tries to push men out of his way. Tallow aren't going to give up the ghost. They're trailing by 5, but there's still time on their clock and plenty of it. Owen McGrath, the new man in, off to Ryan Gray. Is he going to take on the Shamrocks defence? He has a man inside if he spots him. Certainly he's pulled there, seems to be. Gets the kick away. He looks to the referee to say where was the advantage. Down on top of big Brian McCarthy. Can he win this one? Falls to Tom O'Donovan. Good play there by O'Donovan. Read that very well and Shamrocks break away with it. But Liam Motherway, things really getting to life, and this game has come to life in the last couple of minutes. They're calling for steps. He needs to turn backwards though. Has support in the shape of Billy Hines. Wearing 12 but playing in that deep roll up and down that field. Great energy and work rate. Owen Lenihan has the ball. Tackled hard there by Sean O'Sullivan. Shamrocks with Liam Motherway. Again, hefty challenge there by Kieran Geary. Referee says, yeah, tackle was a bit illegal there by Kieran. And Shamrocks, I'm sure, just be happy to put this ball down back, maybe soak up that pressure. Because in fairness, Tallow...
It's almost 7 minutes since the Shamrocks have scored. And meanwhile, Tallow has scored 3. And that's why Tallow are still in it. There's only 5 between them. So it's a case. I genuinely think that one more score for Shamrocks will kill off the Tallow challenge. And in fairness to Tallow, I wrote them off.
Yeah, they haven't died. In fairness to them, yeah.
Wrote them off some time ago, but they're still there.
Kieran Crawford links up with his brother Adam Crawford. The Crawfords combining, and he finds a gap. He goes into it. Is he foul? Whistle goes. Yes, says the referee. Combination there of Hickey and Beecher came across. And I'm sure Shamrocks, you can see Noel Crowley on the line just to say, calm it down, slow it down maybe.
Oh, slow it down, sure. I mean, the clock is in their favour. 55 is reading on the scoreboard clock. So, there might be a couple of minutes here because there's been 1 or 2 kind of injuries here. So, Jimmy might add 3 minutes at the end of it. But if this goes over, it'll put it back up to 6 again, and I think that might be enough for them, Although I suppose we were talking about earlier about the course. Sometimes when you say this game is over as a contest, it's often with the time that you feel
that one has gone to the left and wide there, right and wide I should say from our commentary position. Eddie O'Halloran on umpiring duty down there of course. And
that's 6 wides for Shamrocks, but Tallow have kicked 11 wides here.
Yeah.
And, that's not helping their case either.
So they're going to launch this one when they don't launch it very far. Mike Early is very fond of those short kickouts, as we said earlier. Great when they come off, but they're retaining the ball at McDara too, in fairness to them.
Well, they had a ropey period and the goal came as a result of one of them, but generally they've worked for them a lot of the time. Oh, great ball.
Sean O'Sullivan, good play by Sully, got there ahead of his marker. What about the pass inside that Brian McCarthy needs to attack this ball? He's certainly pulled and dragged there by his marker, Tom Roach, and certainly I think there was a swing back there as well by Brian, but Tallow have the free. And if Ryan Gray can nail this one, McDara, back to a 4-point game.
Back to 4.
Is he opting? Is he going to go with the hands? He's going to go out off the ground,
Yeah.
Now, you would say it's...
He missed a crucial one.
This is certainly pressure. He has that calf strapped. Can he get this on target? He's pulled it.
Oh, dear.
He's pulled it back, and that is really, you can see, he cuts a fairly forlorn figure, puts the hands on the head to say...
12 wides for Tallow, and Ryan has kicked 6 from frees. And now, some of them were difficult, but those last 2, by his standards, what we saw from him in the first half, really they were very bad wides. I know it's hard, what's a good wide, but I mean, they were bad wides.
Yeah, it's certainly...
Look at the clock, 57 gone, 3 minutes of normal time remaining, 5 points.
As you say, one more score would certainly put icing on the cake, Mac, from Shamrock's point of view. And as you can say...
if Ryan has scored those 2, this will be a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Anything,
And then you can lob everything at it for the last wide.
Go send in high balls, you never know.
They win this kick, in fairness, Shamrocks, they're just going to receive in the middle third.
He's put in a good second half here.
He has, in fairness, he has put in a solid shift. Off the shoulder is Jordan Henley. Needs to be careful as a man on his back. Needs options there as well. Good disciplined tackling by Shamrocks. Is Jordan going to take on this ball? Tries to go inside. He needs support. Has it in the shape of Sean O'Sullivan. Is he going to go for a shot? Partly blocked there. May work out for Tallow. Brian McCarthy tackling hard inside, but Shamrocks come away with this ball. Good play by the champions. Out as far as Joe Leahy. Was he caught late? Referee says play on. Down on top of Colin Roach. Very close to the sideline. Manages to keep it in. Battling hard here with Jake Beecher. Very close to the sideline. And linesman says Shamrock's ball.
That really should have been...
Was that a free? They get on with it very quick, very close to the sideline. Can Tallow overturn this ball? It's booted forward there, and they have it in the shape of Adam Crawford. Hefty tackling there by Tallow. He swallowed up. Foul, says the referee. It's nearly as good as a score from Shamrock's point of view.
It wasn't gravity that got the Tallow over the sideline there.
He certainly seemed to be pushing the back anyway, Mac.
There's no magnetic strip in the stand or in his gear.
Long ball, route 1. Can this work out for Eddie Hines? He'd love to get his name on the score sheet. Needs to kick the ball or release it. Has support from Kieran Crawford. Wrestled to the ground there, almost rugby style there by Alan Curley. Surely we'll see some sort of a card here, and this could be set the seal on Shamrock's 3rd title in a row. Alan Curley acknowledges nearly straight away that it's as if to say I knew that was coming. And great direct running there. Crawford drawn the free, and this should be bread and butter for Colin Roach. McDermott.
Yeah, this one is just inside that D. Like it's slightly it's ideal for a right-footed kicker. Kicking from the hands, so he kicks it very high. Oh dear!
And it's gone wide.
That's not good either. And
There will be 2 minutes.
2 minutes, right? So
probably makes about 10.
Tallow 2 minutes 45 seconds.
And in fairness, the second half there hasn't been many stoppages or anything. So Tallow, can they get the necessary scores to haul themselves back into contention? But they need to get the ball down the field first of all. Robbie Geary back as far as Kieran Geary. Eric Hickey freeing himself for this ball now, and he gets onto it as those socks pulled up. Goes route 1. Shamrocks are being screaming at each other to get back behind that ball. That ball is well won, well turned over there, and great defending there. Paulie Ahern links up with Adam Crawford. He's put in an immense shift for the knocking Orman this afternoon.
The right lad has it now.
Yeah, and as has Billy Hines, in fairness to him as well. Crawford goes for the 1-2. Look at the energy he has, even in the 59th minute of this game. Spots a gap. And the right man has it. Colin Roach into Crawford. Can they finish with a flourish? Takes the kick. Brilliant block there by Beecher inside.
Yeah.
But it still may work out for the champions here. Crawford dancing this way and that. Lovely sidestep by the man on the 40. Offloads it back as far as Eddie Hines. Can he get room to swing that left leg? He's going forward. Bottled up by Tallow.
Time as well. We're going into additional time.
Oh, he offloaded, but then intercepted there by Owen McGrath. Good play by Owen, but he loses the ball at a critical juncture. And Shamrocks have it back. Billy Hines. Possession so crucial at this stage. Shamrocks will be happy enough to just play around with it for the next couple of minutes. Owen Lenehan, hefty tackle on Owen there by Kieran Geary, but they managed to retain the ball. Shane Roach off as far as Joe Leahy. He's on the 45-metre line, looking for players inside. The man who has it is Chris Murphy, the speed merchant in the Shamrocks attack, looking for options. Plays it back, has this end product there for the Shamrocks. It's Motherway going for the score. And again, it's gone to the wrong side of the post. Eddie O'Halloran will nearly be getting sore arms the amount of times he's waved wide there.
They've had 7 wides. They've had 7 wides second half, Shamrocks. I know they're I don't think they're going to suffer today, but if they're that race for the county final, they could lose it.
They're going to cling on here, Mac, which is the way. And I know it's not a nice way of maybe putting it when they're 5 points up, but Tallow certainly have had plenty of the ball, and so have Sham, but both sides have been not as economical in this second half. Very close to the sideline, picked up by Sean O'Sullivan. They have to throw everything forward. They've no choice into the final few minutes. What can Sully do with this ball? Gets it inside. Brian McCarthy shows well for this one, turning and twisting, needs to get the kick off. Bottled up there by a wall of Shamrock's defenders, and they turn over the ball. They're going to head for 3 in a row. Colin Roach is going to head out with this ball. He's fouled on his way out. He'll be in no hurry. And he gets on with it very quickly. Acres of space on the far over side for Shane Roach. Matter of time now. 61 on the clock. Shamrocks are going to make it 3 titles in a row. They're going to be back in the county final. Can they go one better this year? Shane Roach. Can he finish with a flourish off his left leg? It's over the bar. Super score there by Shane Roach. And that certainly sets the seal on this victory, Mac.
Second point for Shane, and in fairness to Tallow, they came back, but the wides crucified them, and Shamrocks were better, always more dangerous when on the attack, to be quite honest with you, and deserving winners. So can they win the county final the third time lucky? Yeah. One more attack, you never know. There's a free end for
Tallow. Yeah.
Well, at this stage, all I can do is maybe bring them back within a goal at best, but.
Kieran Geary, no other choice but to lob it in. They get on with it very quickly. It's with Geary back in his first again. Referee Timmy Horgan says, lads,
again, I think,
go back to where it was originally placed, or the original. So, highly entertaining game, fairness to both clubs, and once again, thanks to both clubs, and indeed to Moss Rua, O'Kyla and Willie O'Mahony for their work behind the scenes. Fisted in there, dangerous moment for Shamrocks, but they are heading for victory. Is the referee going to go one more play here?
Everybody watching Timmy now to see what he's going to do.
Whistle is in the lips. We'll hear it very shortly. Beecher for Tallow. Jake gets that one in. Who's going to field it? Out come the Shamrocks.
That's it.
Shamrocks with the ball and Shamrocks with the title. Booted into the stand. It's 3 in a row for the Knockadore men. They're back in the county final. They've beaten Tallow 2-12 to 1-9 in this local derby. Second half scores weren't maybe as easy to come by, but the Shamrocks were the better team. Colin Roach with the goal in the first half. And Chris Murphy, I suppose that goal in the second half, Mac, just before we leave you go, was a critical score, but 3 in a row. Great achievement for the Shamrocks. Yeah. Now the big thing is, can they kick on and win that county title?
Oh, can they kick on? Can they get somebody in to watch the Eastern final? It's their first challenge. But the Chris Murphy's goal on the 38th minute was probably the critical score, because it put them 5 ahead, and they followed up then with 2 points, further points to Colin Roach, Adam Crawford. Tallow were never going to bridge that gap without a goal, and Tallow tried, and Ryan Gray, look, he was the hero of the semi-final. It scored 6 points today, but had 6 wides from frees and 2 really poor ones second half. So I think in general the better team strikes.
The better team won, yeah. And fairness to Tallow, they left Everton out in the field. Shamrocks back in the county final. Full time as well in from Welsh Park. Rathcormac 3-15. Goal tier 10 points. Bid for 2 in a row remains on track. A lot of people predicted that. Maybe not the manner of that victory, but that's another big impressive win for Rathcormac.
I thought they'd win it handy, particularly when JJ wasn't there. I'm very impressed with Rathcormac this year, and if they're there on merit, and they'll be a hard team to beat the final.
Yes, certainly will. MacDara MacDonagh there, and we will be taking in the presentation very, very shortly indeed. See Willie O'Mahony making his way down there along with Tomas Rua. So we will bring you that very shortly. Shamrocks have made it 3 in a row in the Western Junior A Football Championship, victorious over Tallow this afternoon on a 2-12 to 1-9 scoreline. So do indeed stay tuned. Presentation to come. So, Garavmina Mahagov there to MacDara MacDonagh, who was top notch on the co-commentary this afternoon. As always, he'll be back later on, of course, as will Willie and Tomas for live streaming of the intermediate final. One more gig to go. Dungarvan and Medeligo coming up at 5 o'clock as the Shamrocks enjoying that moment of glory. They've been used to this the last couple of seasons, of course, winning the last 3 titles. The big question is, can they drive on and win that county title and get up to the intermediate ranks for the 2021 season? The Eastern final is coming up at 5 o'clock. Shamrocks will play the winners of Mount Sion and Rowan Moore. They meet at 5 o'clock. Of course, Shamrocks and Mount Sion met in the county final 2 years ago. It went to extra time. Shamrocks were beaten in Welsh Park. Last year they lost here to Ballylaflore, so next weekend Shamrocks will make the trip back down to Waterford, to Welsh Park, I believe it is, for the Junior A final. And I'm sure they'll be trying to maybe sneak somebody in, get a few ladders into Welsh Park later on to perhaps keep an eye on that game. Shane Roach being congratulated there. Shawnee Murphy, I see, long-standing stalwart with the Shamrocks being congratulated as well. He's another Western medal. I see Martin Delaney down there as well, the primary school teacher, school principal in Kilbrine. He'll be moving on from Kilbrine very shortly, and Tricia Welsh, the chairperson of the Western Board, is going to be making the presentation very, very shortly indeed to the victorious Shamrocks captain, the joint captains in fact, Paddy Ahern and the injured JP Lucy. So we'll hand you over to Trish very shortly indeed. Going to be making the presentation. We're just waiting for everything to be in order here as well. So 3 in a row for the Shamrocks. Western Junior A football final, full-time score of 2-12 to 1-9. And Brian McCarthy and the Tallow lads making their way back up as well. They left everything on the field. In fairness, it was a really entertaining decider. We said there'd be nothing between these two sides. To see
could we have the joint captains
Keane
from
Byrne
Shamrocks,
over there,
please,
the Medelico man whose his leg heavily strapped there, and wish him a speedy recovery as well. Dan Casey there, the Shamrocks Bonashore, what a job he's done. He was a great player back in his day. I saw Liam Dalton down there as well. Dollar, of course, who he's looking so fit he nearly could have togged out today, but of course his two sons, the twins, Mark and Tom, will be a massive addition to the Shamrocks setup when they come on board next year. So making his way up for the presentation is Paddy Ahern, the captain. Padraig Tobin, I see, the Moon Tour is there. He'll be very pleased with today's victory, and Paddy is going to lift the trophy. Familiar enough territory for the two Shamrocks captains as they make their way up. Paddy Ahern and the injured JP Lucy. He'd love to be out there today, getting the, of course, the no handshakes there from Trish. So we'll hand you over now to Tricia Welch, the chairperson Cathaoirleach of the Western Board, and she's going to make the presentation to the joint captains of the Shamrocks
GAA. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fairfield today for the Lawlor's Hotel Junior A Football Western Final. Fantastic game again, great weather, and thanks hugely to both teams. It's been a tough couple of weeks getting championship games played, and fair dues to all the clubs and your mentors and your players and your supporters, very important part of the backroom team as well. I'd like to thank Lawlor's Hotel for their sponsorship of this competition, and I'd ask you all to support Lawlor's if you're in Dungarvan at any stage, to support our sponsors. Thanks very much to the board officials who have been working very hard for the last number of weeks, to the referee and his officials, and also to the Fairfield Committee, Ollie Drummy, and the Community Employment participants who keep the field in such top condition. So I'd like to congratulate Shamrocks on their win this evening, 3 in a row. So it's a mighty feat for the club, and fair dues to you. I'd like to commiserate there with Tallow. Fantastic game again, and again we'll see you next year. So without further ado, I'll pass the trophy, the cup should I say, on to the joint captains Paddy Ahern and John Paul Lucy. Put it in the wicket. Is it okay? No. Microphone there.
Thanks, Patricia. First of all, I'd like to thank the Western Board for running off the competition, Lawlor's Hotel for their sponsorship, Fairfield Field Committee and the stewards for their role today as well. I'd like to thank our supporters for coming out, both the ones that were here and watching online. Hopefully we'll see you next week as well. Eamon and our committee, thanks very much for all your support in letting us get here today. Noel, Dan, Dick, Shamey and all the lads looking after us, thanks very much, and glad that we've given you another day out. Lastly, Tallow, look, we got the very tough game that we were expecting. I know you put a lot more effort into the football this year, and it really showed, and I'm sure that you'll be there and thereabouts again next year. So 3 cheers for Tallow. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Thanks very much. Forget anyone, no? Don't forget anyone.
I grabbed them for you.
No, like, you do from me, I'll just do a quick intro now. Fine. So there you have it, the trophy is hoisted. The Ducey Cup is heading back to Knockenour for the 3rd year in a row. They will be back in the county final. They'll play the winners of Mount Sion and Roemore, who of course meet later on this evening. We are going to grab now, hopefully going to grab a unique occasion today as well, because the Lenahans father and son combination there, Tim in the goal and Owen came on, which is pretty unique today. So we'll leave Shamrocks enjoy the celebrations for a few moments and hopefully grab them in a few minutes. But just to repeat the full-time score again, Shamrocks 2-12, Tallow 1-9 in a great Western final here in Fairfield this afternoon. Yeah. grab Tim Lenihan and Owen.
Take your mic with you.
I will, yeah.
Can I go back up now? Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
So the picture has been taken to capture the moment, and see Tomás Rua making his way down as well. Once again, thanks to Tomás Rua and indeed Willie O'Mahony for their sterling work once again over the weekend, and big thanks as well to Mac Dara, who joined me on co-commentary this afternoon. Tallow trot off. Disappointment, no doubt, and I suppose it's never easy to lose any divisional final, or indeed any final. I suppose Dan Casey, the Bonnet Shore, has guided the Shamrocks to the title once again. So we'll hopefully grab one of the two lads now as well, Tim and Owen, very, very shortly. Joint manager captains of the Shamrocks. Have you Mike? Mike, have we? Have you? Just need a mic there. So. So. Where did I face? Would I face you? So. Yeah, I'm just going to grab now the aforementioned Tim and Owen Lenihan. Guys, so we're just going to, we'll face out here. Come out here to me.
I hope this isn't going on fucking live stream now.
Okay, so I'm joined now by father and son combination, Tim Lenihan and Owen Lenihan, just after lifting the Western title 3 in a row. Tim for the Shamrocks is another big one. I know you've been here before. Now march through to another county final, but to get over your neighbours today, tough battle.
Yeah, tough battle all the time against Tallow. Tough battle. We know each other well, so there's no inch giving or taking there now and that anyway. So yeah, it was a tough battle there now, and we were expecting that all the way through anyway. So and we've had a couple of tough battles through the years there now as well, but it's nice to get on top in this one now. Yeah. Yeah,
and just the 2-point game at half time, Tim. I think Chris Murphy's goal there in the second half was probably a pivotal score. Just gave you that energy, I suppose, to maybe drive it on.
Yeah, close. We always start to say to the lads to keep driving on, keep focusing on what they're doing, and if we keep working away hard, like we'll grind out the result anyway. And we had to do that today. So yeah, we got the goals, helped us a little bit. Couple of errant goalkeeping kicks there now as well, let them back into a little bit. But listen, that's the way it goes. Hopefully we'll go one step further and into the county final now next weekend, and hopefully we'll go for that. So we lost the last 2 in a row, so yeah, we want to go one better.
Yeah, and of course, Owen, you got game time as well. Your first year playing adult football, you've already a Western medal. You're catching up with your father now, quick.
Yeah, there's only 2 more to go, sure, and we'll be caught up to, but sure, hopefully we can get on now and win the county next weekend. There'll be big celebrations after that, hopefully, if we do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the subs you brought on, the energy you brought really in the second half, you know what I mean? Great performances on all over the field, and you've good strength in your panel as well.
Yeah, everybody played a part. You need fellas coming on, putting in that extra 110% for the whole team, and sure, that's how we drove on and won the game today. So it's good win.
And would you be giving them any advice now off the scenes, Tim, to have one on the panel as well? It's a great occasion for the family here as well today.
It is. It's great. It's unique. There doesn't happen all the time. So yeah, it is a privilege. Hopefully, this could possibly be my final year. So it'd be nice to end it off now with a county medal there now as well. So
I think fellas will say you're saying that with a few years now.
I'd say it could be about 15 now. I'm saying that now. So yeah.
And finally, then on to county final now. Last weekend, no doubt, Geelangitis, Mount Sion and Rome I think are meeting at 5 o'clock. So you're back in the county final. I'm sure you want to go one better next weekend.
I definitely because last 2 years have been sour enough coming away from Fairfield and Wedge Park after losing and all the training throughout the year and stuff. Was sure hopefully we can go one better this year and push on for next weekend.
Well, great stuff. Thanks for joining us, lads. The Lenihans, Tim and Owen here in Fairfield. Shamrocks have made it 3 in a row. Oh yeah. So that's where we'll do a sign-off from Fairfield. Shamrocks have made it 3 in a row in the County Western Junior A final, beating their neighbours Tallow 2-12 to 1-9. A great battle. They'll go forward to the county final next weekend, where they'll play the winners of Mount Sion and Roanmore, who meet this evening at 5 o'clock. So from Tomás Rua, O'Kyla and Willie O'Mahony, doing a sterling work on camera as always, and myself, Gavin Whelan, thanks very much, and congrats to the Shamrocks. Gurmagwith.